Hello, good afternoon. How are you? Hi, I'm Lauren Wyndham-Rozak, and I am the manager of Family and Youth Programs at the Library of Congress. Thank you for attending the 2022 National Book Festival today and for joining us at the Let's Find Out Where Wonder Grows session. And I'd like to thank the sponsors of our stage. It is my pleasure to introduce our next author, Selena Gonzalez. Selena is a storyteller, a screenwriter, a poet, and an author of books All Around Us and Where Wonder Grows. And Where Wonder Grows is the book that she will feature today. It is her second picture book with her friend, illustrator and muralist Adriana Garcia. And their third book, titled Remembering, will be released next year in 2023. Selena has roots in San Antonio, Texas, and is a member of the Tapilum Coahuiltecan Nation. She is the winner of multiple accolades, including the Tomas Rivera Mexican-American Children's Book Award and the American Indian Youth Literature Honor Award, and is an International Latino Book Award. Her storytelling skills were honed as a children's librarian in San Antonio and in China, where she served as a head librarian for an international school. As a former children's librarian, she said that she is geeking out being here today with the Library of Congress. She studied journalism at Northwestern University and library science at Texas Women's University. But her true storytelling training has come from getting to know other living beings like plants and animals and people who happen to speak different languages or see the world in unusual ways. She spent a lot of time outdoors as a child collecting rocks and shells and other cool things that she found in nature, and she tells stories through picture books, essays, song, and dance. A few notes: there will be time for Q&A at the end, so stick around and think of some questions. And she will have her book signing today at 3 p.m. So would you please help me give a warm round for Selena Gonzalez.
Thank you, Lauren. Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. It's not the morning, it's the afternoon, right? Can we hear me here? I feel like I want to get a little bit closer to you all. Well, thanks for coming today. I love the bean bags. I kind of like to sit on one as well. Oh, I have a little clicker here. I'm going to show you all some pictures. After reading the book, there's a lot of beautiful details in this book. I think you'll love it. And so if you want to get close, you're welcome to see the pictures, and then I'll show you some a little bit closer on the screen. So are we ready for the story? Yeah, are we sure? Okay, I'm a librarian, so I'm going to do my little story time song. Here we go. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story that comes from the library, if you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, play your drums. You got to make it loud. If you want to hear a story, play your drums. Boom, boom, good. If you want to hear a story that comes from the library, if you want to hear a story, play your drums. If you want to hear a story, say, oh yeah. If you want to hear a story, say, oh yeah. If you want to hear a story that comes from the library, if you want to hear a story, say, oh yeah. Okay, now they're ready. I see lots of beautiful smiles. Thank you so much for coming. All right, this is my book, Where Wonder Grows, and it is illustrated by my friend Adriana Garcia. She's a good friend of mine. I'm going to tell you all about our friendship later and how we made this book. But let's get into the story since y'all are nice and ready. Again, I'm Selena Gonzalez, and I dedicated this book to my mother and my daughter and my two nieces because they are the people in this book. Because my friend is the illustrator, she took pictures of them and drew them. So here's the story. When Grandma walks to her special garden, we know to follow. This is the place where wonder grows and stories blossom, where we gather our magic rocks and relics from nature. In school, we learn that rocks are things, but Grandma has taught us that they are beings. They are alive with wisdom, so we call them grandfathers and grandmothers. She asks us to wonder why this one has so many holes, like secret rooms. We look inside to see molten heat bubbling from the Earth's belly, burning new rocks into beings. Now, what does this look like here? A volcano. Can I get a volcano sound? Oh, yes, good fire starters here. They were here long before us and know more about our world than we ever will. Grandma says that in the Sweat Lodge, they send songs and prayers through the air to our ancestors. And I'll show you how that happens. In the Sweat Lodge, we have hot rocks and we pour water. And what kind of sound do you think that makes? Yes, psh, very good. You all know about this. So here's a picture of the Sweat Lodge, and we'll talk more about this later. Grandma says they have survived fire, and so they give us strength. When we're old enough to enter the Sweat Lodge, we'll know exactly what she means. Tell us about the ones with superpowers, we ask. You mean the ones with a healing touch? We're transfixed by the colors of crystals and the glow of Grandma's stories about curanderas who can cure the body with white halite, sky blue celestine, and quartz of all kinds. I forget you all can see it here. This is my favorite picture in the book. From its core to its surface, our earth gives us everything we need to survive. After conjuring fire and digging deep within earth, it's time to dive into water. Okay, I'm going to need a water sound now. Are we ready to splash? Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Splash. Perfect, perfect. We wonder what wisdom these tiny white forests and houses of shell hold for us, deep down in the sea where there is still so much mystery. Water makes and breaks even the biggest rocks very slowly over time. So, when life feels too hard, just remember to go with the flow. See, you all know, just like they know. They already know what their grandma's gonna say. As the sun quiets, we recall the rocks we love the most. Okay, I'm going to pause here and tell you this book explores the 4 elements. So we've looked at fire, right? We've looked at earth. We've looked at water. And what's the last element, do you think? Air. And I heard wind. Same thing, yeah, wind or air. So let's see what that looks like. Ooh, silver beauties who flew from night sky like freed light dancing on air. We don't know why they came or where they were before, but there is something special in the land we call home, like magnets that draw these marvels from outer space. And this is where I'm from. This is near Mexico, in Texas. They remind us how small we are in this big world and how very powerful. When the stars awaken, we rest in our garden, holding our treasures close. And with every breath, we continue to wonder. All right, friends, that's the end of the story. Thank you. There's a lot of good stuff in the back, questions, things to think about and talk about with your family and friends. But since we have a big screen, we're going to kind of look at those things and talk about those things. So I'm going to try this. Here we go. So I wanted to show you some of the images again, a little bit slower and up close because I think they're pretty magnificent. This is what we call a sweat lodge. And a few librarian friends have told me this is the first time a sweat lodge has been in a picture book. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I hear. So I'm very happy about that. In Spanish, well, partly native-derived word, we call this temazcal. Can you all try that? Temazcal. Very good. Muy bien. That's nice. So we made these little things. I might have left it up here. I did leave it up here. This is pretty small. We made these little stickers that kids could put in their books or on their water bottles or things like that, because we wanted to send our readers with little pieces of little tools for self-love to remember how strong we are, right? That we're a part of nature and that the elements help us. So this one is called Transformed by Fire, and the next one is Held by Earth, right? So these aren't lines in the book. It's just a little reminder that the earth always holds us. Like I said, this one is my favorite image in the book, and my niece was about y'all's age when I see some bigger kids here. She was about 8 or 9. Show me a little silent agreement if you're 8 or 9. Yeah, okay, a few of us, good. So that's the age she was when they took this picture, and the picture that she used to do the painting. So she's holding a crystal, and now she's a little bit older and she holds her phone a lot. So we make fun of her a little bit that now she's always holding her phone. I hear some parents laughing, so y'all know exactly what I'm talking about with this age, right? Okay, besides Held by Earth, we have, let me see, Flow like water. So a lot of you knew that already, right? Go with the flow, right? Flow like water. So again, these are little reminders that nature has for us to just kind of relax and let go when we can, yeah? And then the last one, sorry, I also wanted to tell you a little bit about the kids in the book, and I'll show you real photos later. One of the true things about the book is that my daughter, who's the big kid on the left, that's my daughter, Yamaya, and my nieces, we are world travelers. We like to travel all over the world. And I don't know about you all, but these girls like to collect rocks and shells. Do we have shell collectors here? Show me a little silent agreement. Okay. How about rock collectors or crystal collectors? Okay. And I'm looking at the big people too, in case some of y'all are, okay, I see. How about any, let's look at the next slide. In this book, this picture, we're referring to meteorites, right? There's a part near us in San Antonio, near the border, where there's a whole bunch of meteorites that find their way there. I'm not sure why, like I said in the book. Some other air things that people like to collect are feathers. Any feather collectors here? Okay, we got a few of those, some bigger people too, good. And so the affirmation here, or the little reminder here, is one with wind, right? And you all did such a lovely job of like, just breathing. We always have that little reminder with air, right? So these are the ideas. And if you all come to the book signing at 3, I'll have little stickers there that you can choose from, okay? So I wanted you to have a closer look and see my family up close. This is Adriana. This is my friend. We live in the same neighborhood in San Antonio. I see an old friend of mine in the audience from San Antonio, and she can probably tell you our neighborhood, which is the west side of San Antonio, is a very poor neighborhood as far as the amount of money people make. But it's very rich in culture and in color and in beauty and all of the things that you see in this book, because both of our books are on the west side of San Antonio. And the reason I like to tell people that is that not all of us come from these like very wealthy communities, and it's okay. There's always beauty around you. There's always, you know, whoever your circle of family is, and there's strength to be found in nature and within you. So anyway, so we're both from the west side of San Antonio, and I wanted you all to see the image that we're standing in front of. That's the Temazcal. So look at how big they are. It's quite big, right? Not as big as this, but pretty big, right? It's a pretty big panel, at least this big. And she's a muralist, so she does big drawings on the wall, definitely bigger than these screens, right? So anyways, that's a picture of us in front of one of the images, and we're with our first book there in the middle, and there's a couple of other books that they chose for Read Across America. So how this book came about, Adriana and I, when we were touring for our first book, we went all over the US, and libraries brought us and schools brought us, and so we saw all kinds of really cool rocks, canyons, things of this sort, and we kept meeting a whole bunch of cool kids like you all who would come to our readings, and they would say, hey, do you want to paint some rocks? Or like this one kid in the picture, she said, do you want to come to my rock party? And her rock party was like a tea party, right? But instead of dolls, they were rocks. So this idea of rocks kept coming up and people showing us their crystals and things. So we said, okay, the next book has to be about rocks. These are the girls in real life, my girls, my nieces and my daughter. On the left side, that's how old they were around the time that Adriana drew pictures of them. And then on the left side, the right side, that's them this summer. We traveled to the Middle East and collected more rocks there at places like Petra and Jordan, different places in Jordan and Jerusalem. So we had a good time. I think these are most of my slides. Oh, I wanted to show you the things I collect at home. So can you all guess, of the 4 elements, what are we looking at here? Yeah. Earth, yeah. So these are things in earth, little seeds, the skeletons of cactuses, crystals. How about on the left side there? What? Okay, yeah, so there's lots of water with the shells, right? And then how about the candle? What does that represent? Oh, a little bit of air with the smoke, right? But there's also fire there, which we have to be careful with if we're still pretty young. And then with the feathers, what do you think that represents? Air. Very good. So again, all of those are places in my house where I like to take a moment to breathe, just like we did, right? Kind of start my day or end my day. And a lot of people in my culture, which is part Native American, we do like to have these examples in the spaces where we meditate or pray or reflect on the day. And again, it's that reminder that we're a part of nature. And I also like to garden. And so I wanted to share that as a last slide. I think we're running out of time, so I wanted to show you all before the Q&A a little dance that my friend came up with. Would you like to learn it? Yeah? Okay. So there's lots of beanbag areas, so I encourage you to stand up with me if you'd like. And there's plenty of space out there too, so if big people want to get the body moving too, it's cold, so we can all stand to move around a little bit, right? Okay, so I'm going to teach you the words. This is the element song, and it starts like this. I'll go real slow. It starts with water. Water cleanses me. And again, take care of your body as far as you can go is good, right? So the water's going to cleanse us. Fire keeps me warm. Fire keeps me warm. Good. Wind refreshes me. So try it. Wind refreshes me. And then the earth holds me under my feet. Yeah, here we go. Earth holds me under my feet. And then I'm going to sing la 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 la. And when I sing that, I want you to do whatever you want to do. It could be a water dance, it could be an air dance, maybe a fire dance, okay? So in between, you dance whatever element you want. And I'm going to be watching, maybe I'll copy you. Okay, and then we'll go back, we'll do it 4 times, the whole song over and over again. So by the end, I want you all singing with me. Does that sound good? Are we ready? A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Water cleanses me, fire keeps me warm, wind refreshes me, earth holds me under my feet. La 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 la. I'm gonna copy y'all. La 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 la. Very nice. Woo! I see water dancers, some fire dancers jumping around. Cool, cool, cool. Here we go. Round 2. Water cleanses me, fire keeps me warm, wind refreshes me, earth holds me under my feet. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, I love it. Okay, I hear a few people singing. I'd love to hear more voices because it sounds really cool. Here we go, round 3. Water cleanses me, fire keeps me warm, wind refreshes me, earth holds me under my feet. Let's go. La 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 la. 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 Woo, I'm loving it. Last one, best one, okay? I want everybody singing now, okay? Last one, here we go. Water cleanses me, fire keeps me warm, Wind refreshes me, earth holds me under my feet. La 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 la. 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 Very good. Thank you so much for dancing with me. Y'all are beautiful dancers. Do you feel good? Yeah, you look good. I hope you carry those songs to your homes. I think we're pretty much out of time, but if anybody has a burning question, I think I'm the last one. So you can let me know if you have a question. You don't have a question. Okay, if we don't have questions, that's okay. You can come talk to me and get your book signed and get a sticker at 3 o'clock, okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much for having me today.